Hey there, this is Tim from Love Openly, and today I am going to go through how I cured my pois. I waited a while to make this video because I wanted to be sure that I'd actually cured it, and just to confirm, this is something that I've had in my life for many years, and it's affected me greatly. You know, I've been suffering from all of the various different issues that are typical to pois: brain fog, low energy. It would take me up to 7 days. These are all to recover. These are all things that I went through in previous videos. So if you look in my channel, you'll see those. I didn't really want to go through all of that again. I wanted to keep this fairly short so that I can just focus on the topic, which is how to cure pois. And obviously this is just how I did it, so it might be different for you. Let me talk about the changes that have happened since I overcame it. So initially, you know, I was suffering from brain fog, low energy. It would take me forever to do anything. You know, around the time of my last video, I basically had enough energy in the day to go outside for lunch and then come back, and I'd just be so exhausted I would fall asleep. And it actually went beyond, the symptoms of pois went beyond just simply pois. It wasn't just orgasm induced. I started to have it all of the time, and it became this ridiculous problem, and I had to fix it, but I managed to. So the changes were pretty profound when I cured it. The immediate thing that I noticed was, after having an orgasm, I had more energy, which was just, to me, just mind-blowingly amazing. Because for so long, you know, I've had that horrible fear about it happening. You know, that fear, that sinking feeling that, you know, you've only got, in 10-15 minutes, you're going to start to change, your brain's going to start to shut down, you're just going to start to feel like shit, and it's going to last for the next week. But this was different. As soon as it happened, I felt elated, and I just couldn't believe it. And that first time, it took about 2 days. The effects wore off of the pois after about 2 days, but now I just don't have any symptoms at all. They're completely eradicated. So the only problem that I really have now would be, I would say, typical of any male orgasm. You just sort of feel a bit drained, and that's about it. I can't describe any other problems with it. And the biggest improvement to my life is just having more energy in the day to do stuff, you know, not having to sleep all throughout the day, and being able to be social. You know, that's just massive, like being able to be sociable with people and not have to hide because I can't talk to anybody or deal with anything. So anyway, that's the effects that I've had as a result of this process that I went through, which I'm going to share with you now. Okay, so I want to first state that, you know, if you follow what I did here, your results may vary. I am not a trained medical professional, so you do this at your own risk if you copy it. But that said, you know, it worked for me, it might work for you if you decide that you want to try. Okay, so for me, what I found was that the cause of my pois was related to my gut microbiome, specifically Candida overgrowth in my gut. Okay, so basically, you know, I personally believe that it's the same, probably the same for everybody, and people who think it isn't probably just haven't gone through the process that I'm about to explain. So the first thing that I did is, for around about a week, I completely eliminated any problematic foods from my diet. So that was no meat, no dairy, no wheat, anything that could cause a problem. Basically, essentially, I tried my best to only eat boiled vegetables and steamed vegetables for 1 week. Okay? In that time also, I fasted. So by eating less, I was starving my gut and trying to create a reset. I mean, this is essentially what I went through. I basically reset my digestive system. So after about a week of taking vegetables, of eating only vegetables, what I then did is I did an enema. Now, if you don't know what an enema is, basically what that is you essentially get like, I mean, I have an attachment. I'll cut a shot to it here so that you can see, and essentially it attaches to your shower head, and you can use it basically to put water up through into your colon and then clean out anything that's in there. Now, I did this pretty thoroughly. It took me about maybe half an hour to an hour. If you don't want to buy the attachment, you can just put your thumb on the end of a hose. Now, I basically did this over and over until everything that was in my colon came out. And then after I did that, you know, it's pretty nauseating to go through that process. It's not pleasant, but what that does is it basically excretes all of the stuff that's possible that you can possibly get out of your system. You get it out, and then that's obviously, if you just stop there, that would be problematic, because you're literally flushing out all of the good bacteria and the bacteria at the same time. So what I did then is I took a probiotic. Now, I'll show you, I haven't got it here to show you, but the one that I got was an Australian brand. I'll put a link in the description, and also I'll describe the specific strains that were in that probiotic. There's a lot of them. So my idea here is to replace the good bacteria. After I've expelled everything, put in the good bacteria. And so that's what I did. I started taking a probiotic every day after doing all of this process, and I felt immediately after the first day of taking it, just a complete change in my body. I felt somehow stronger. It's hard to describe that feeling, but I somehow felt stronger. Then in the days that followed, as I started to introduce foods back into my diet, and I did this very slowly. I was very cautious about meat and dairy, but I started to slowly introduce things back into my diet. What I noticed was my bowel movements changed. Initially there was like, my stools had like mucus on them, but then that went away. And after about a week of taking the probiotic every day, it no longer seemed to have a great effect on me, and I just felt amazing. And as I say, I had my first orgasm maybe about a week after this, and I wasn't completely cured by that point. But I continued to take the probiotic. I continued to resume my typical normal diet, and then ever since then, just things got better and better and better, to the point now where I basically don't have pois anymore. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to recommend that you do this, but if you want to try it, then please post the results of what you're doing on this video so that other people can see. And if there's a lot of consensus about this from people who have tried it, then please also post on any pois related forums. Tell other pois related people about this problem, because I know for certain that a lot of people are suffering with this. And you know, I get people contacting me frequently about this issue. I can see how desperate people are to solve it. So I fixed it for me, and I hope maybe it'll work for you if you decide to try it. But I need to be clear that if you're going to do it properly. Don't half-ass it, because you might then not do everything that you need to do and then just decide that it doesn't work for you and tell other people that it doesn't work. And you know, if it worked for me, and I'm absolutely 100% certain that this process was the reason, so you know, please be scientific about it if you decide to copy me and try it for yourself. Okay, so that's everything I've got to say about this. You know, I don't think I'm going to make another video about Pois, because it's cured now. You know, I made these videos because I wanted to contribute to the people out there that were struggling, and there's just no videos really out there about this. I saw one saying it took him 4 years to get over it. You know, that's not necessary, right? If you get that probiotic and you implement this process, you know, maybe in the process of a week you could solve it. So it worked for me. You know, if you try it, please let us know. Let me know if it worked or not. I really hope that this information will be useful to some of you. Okay, so that's all I have to say on Pois. I'm so happy that, you know, I just feel this huge transformation in my life because I'm no longer suffering from it, and it's just fantastic now, like, you know, to have that release. So I'm rooting for you if you want to try it, and this is the video over. So if you're interested in any dating or coaching, then obviously subscribe to this channel. Lydia and I are currently working on a course based on confidence, and we'll be releasing that soon. And we're also going to be launching a full-blown group where we help people with issues just like this, just like Pois, help with getting over porn, meeting women, starting relationships, all of that stuff. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel and wait for more information when we release it. Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.